welcome to Hagen Horsemanship. So I'm gonna start off by introducing us a little bit, and then doing a little tour of our farm, which we won't have very long, but that's okay. I'm Abby. I'm 21 years old. The dogs are in front of us being ridiculous. Hold on. This is Radar. He's my little corgi mix. Okay. Okay, anyway. So that's pretty much how my life goes. So this is James.
Hello, I'm 25. She's super equestrian, kind of got me involved with it. We both, taught kids how to ride horses, and then kind of branched out from there, doing stuff like party ponies, and then got a couple horses of our own. We got a bunch of dogs. We've worked pretty closely over the last, 4 years now?
Yeah.
With an animal rescue, and we've actually, since we've been down here, we've gotten 6 adopted. Mm-hmm. And it's super nice. Maybe it's not 6, I think it's a little bit lower. What is it, 3 or 4?
We had Cade, Rhodey,
Tilly,
Sasha, and then we have Toby, so 5.
5.
Toby's still with us, but anyway. So this channel's going to be kind of about our life, which is a little crazy and a mix of everything. That's why I couldn't decide on a name. That's why it's Hagen Horsemanship, Homestead, and Rescue. We're not really a true homestead because, I don't know, it's more of a hobby farm, but that's okay. So if you're looking for a how-to on to be a perfect homestead or a perfect horseman or a perfect rescue, I am not the person. That's not me. We're young and we're doing this on our own, and we are doing our best, and we just wanted to share that with everybody. So there's a tour later. You can hear Bentley introduce the dogs. So this is Bentley. He's the one that started it all. There's Radar. Bentley is 12. He is, I've had him since I was 10. He will be 12. He's my little grumpy old man. I actually started fostering because I couldn't have him in college, but my family changed their mind about that. I'm sure I'll make a whole post on that. So anyway, I have Bentley, and then I also have Rocco and Radar. You saw Radar a second ago. Rocco is my big blue heeler. Let me go grab him real quick. This is Rocco. He's very, very shy. He was the first dog I foster failed on. That was James's fault. And, okay, they're playing. And then came Radar, and that's the 3 we have now. So we have 2 horses, 3 dogs, 2 goats, and 10 chickens. So that's the little farm. It's actually a 1-stall barn with an overhang in the hay area. So the horses are protected from the wind. I wish that wall had more. And I wish that I wasn't using a truck bed as a hay feeder, but that just unfortunately is what they had it set up as. He refused to move it. If I had horses that were more accident prone than they are, I absolutely would not have allowed that. But thank God it has turned out pretty well for my girls. I can't use the stall because he never cleaned it out, but there's the mineral. It's empty right now, but you got a little mineral bucket. That's where I used to put the mineral block. He fed. I like loose mineral better. There's the little truck liner. The girls have a pretty good area. This is actually where poor Dusty was laid to rest, and one of the local roosters. You can see the house in the future. Oh, here's the property. Unfortunately, we're in South Georgia. There's a lot of grass. Well, there's not a lot of grass. So this is what we're looking at. This is the little path to the water trough. It actually has an automatic water, which is pretty awesome. He had a bathtub to begin with, which I'm not saying is a bad choice, but he was too tall for my goats. So I changed it out to this little I want to say it's a 20-gallon water tank. It's got an automatic water, which is super nice. Keeps it filled. And it has a borderline chain link fence, which I would not have selected, but that's what we got to work with. Has a pretty decent area. As you can tell, the most of it, I'd say 3/4 of the property is woods, which is pretty annoying when you have grazing animals like horses, but such is life. It was a good deal. The house is not great, pretty crappy actually, but that's one of the things, being young and not having a huge expendable income. You just have to make sacrifices if animals are something that you choose to do. It's just part of it. Coming up is, of course, my gorgeous Ace. So she's my 4-year-old. Rocky Mountain is a good girl. My baby. Yeah. And then Miss Evie's coming up too. It's my baby too. She's a good girl. The beautiful big thing is my goat shed. So this is actually a playhouse. It's a little smaller than I'd like. It's smaller than it was advertised as, but such is life. I have my 2 little ones in there, so as you can see, they have more than enough room to just chill out. They don't actually live in there. They only stay there when it's feeding time anyway. I do have a nice 10 by 12 shed, which I keep my little rolly cart, that fun stuff. I have 10 chickens. So while some people with chickens may consider themselves a homestead, and I sort of do, if you notice, I have more ornamental birds than I have high quality laying hens. This pretty black one right here, she's an Easter egger, or technically an olive egger. Behind her is a barred cochin. The white ones are silkies. That little black one is a showgirl. He's a silky naked neck, so he's one of my favorites. Then I have a Polish naked neck, Polish showgirl. They're not very friendly. I have my friendliest little guy. He's a Splash Silky. I got him and the 3 naked necks, not including my big Roo right there. 2 Polish showgirls and a straight showgirl. I have chickens, not necessarily because I love eggs. I actually got into chickens sort of on a rescue situation. I worked at Orscheln's. I just really wanted chickens anyway, but they had chicks that weren't gonna make it. So I brought them home and at least tried to save them. So every time you have a hatch, there's chicks that just don't make it, unfortunately, and that was mostly the situation. I did have 3 that ended up surviving of the, I don't know, probably 25 that I brought home. So, you know, it wasn't a great save rate, but I was doing what I thought was best at the time. I was still in college. It's not an ideal situation to have livestock in college. Please notice the feeder that's knocked over. The goats got in here a second ago. That's why they're already in the shed. But, and I'll discuss this in another video. If you're going to have animals in college, and I don't necessarily recommend it, it is what I did, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who are young and stubborn and out to save the world, who will make it work like I did, but it's not ideal for sure. So I'll talk about that further in another video. But there's my little chicken coop. It's really simple. I did not build it. I could have built it, but I'm going to make some edits to it. As you can see, it's got a top section where that's where they roost. Hanging water, I love the nipple waters. So much simpler, saves a lot of space, especially since I don't have a very big coop. Dog kennel, you can see from where I introduced my new babies. My pretty little silky rooster. So, that's my farm.